So hey everyone and welcome to the first lesson. Quick update here. This is an updated lesson. You guys will see me open Adobe Photoshop CC 2018, but the course is mainly created in CC 2015, which is not a big problem. The software is initially all the same. It will just get updates every year with new tools, new functions. So you can easily follow along in this whole course with 2015, 16 or 17. This quick lesson is about 2018 and yeah, let's head right away into Photoshop. Okay, so now on the desktop, you guys can see I'm working here with a Macintosh interface and we have some nice beautiful dunes here in front of us and we are not in Photoshop yet. So let me go all the way down to the bottom to the menu bar here and select Adobe Photoshop. So like I mentioned earlier, this is obviously an update. So if you double click on this, Adobe Photoshop, you will land into the software. And right away, we are in Photoshop. But wait, so confusing. Where do we start? What is what? There's so many menus. I'm confused. Okay, so don't stress, let me explain how we start with it. First of all, here at the top, you will see there is a software menu. Basically, with every program that you open, you have a menu at the top with file, edit, image, etc. So this will always stay as soon as you open the software. Then underneath of this, we have an application option or application menu that works hand in hand with filters, tools, layers. It works hand in hand with all the tools that we use here on the left hand side. So whenever you select a certain tool, this will also change, as you can see quickly if I just click randomly through this. But more about this in the course. I'm not going to go through the detailed explanation now. Then on the left hand side here, we have our toolbar and all your tools that you need or you're comfortable working with, you can customize and add here to your tool space. And then on the right hand side here, you can still see there's another work space, so to called panels. And these panels are also needed in order to create certain things or to have adjustment layers or basically layers. You will always need this in Photoshop because obviously you're working with different layers to achieve a certain image look. Okay, so let me quickly explain what are we going to do now. First of all, what I will start out with is I will just close everything and break Photoshop completely down so we understand better what is what. Okay, let me go to Window. First of all, I'm going to go say Tools, untick this, so the tools are gone. I'm going to go to Window again. I'm going to select Options, untick that, so the options are gone. And lastly, I still see a tick here, 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 and here. So I can either untick here, and that basically means our panel has been removed. Again, our history, but I also want to show you quickly another shortcut which you can also use. If you drag out a panel, you can just hit this escape and the whole panels are gone. Great, so we just left with a gray background and we're still in Photoshop, but we have nothing to work with. Now, last step that I'm still going to show you guys is go to Window and select Application Frame. But wait, if you have a Windows machine, you might not see this option here. It's quite annoying. I actually Googled it and found that on Adobe itself, it says Application Frame is only available for Mac OS X machines and not for Windows. If you guys want to read up more about this, also have a look down below in the description. I've added a link to this exact page so you can read up more about this. So unfortunately, only the Mac users have Application Frame. So last step now that I'm going to do is turn off the Application Frame, and right away we see our desktop again. So this is quite confusing because people think, okay, I'm now back on the desktop, but no, I'm actually still in Photoshop, as you guys can see here at the top. If I click now onto my desktop, now I'm back onto my desktop and out of Photoshop. If I head all the way down to the bottom and select Photoshop again, my brain doesn't realize that I'm already in Photoshop because I'm still seeing my background, but at the top here, if you have a look, you can actually see we're in Photoshop. So the easiest way is to just keep Application Frame on. But later throughout the course, I'll teach you why I work with Application Frame off, because if I'm honest, I can switch quite quickly between my desktop and Photoshop and work more convenient and quicker throughout the day. So let's turn on Application Frame again and stick with this for the moment so nobody's confused. So next step, how are we going to get further with this? I'm going to go back to Window and first of all cool up the options again. So right away our option menu is back and that is sorted. I'm going to go back to Window, select Tools, and right away we have Tools again. I'm also going to move this out quickly because I want to show you guys another technique here. So we have our tools and now we're still missing something here on the right hand side. Again, remember our panels. Yep. I'm going to go to Window and just select any panel at the moment. Later throughout the course, I will also show you guys you can create your panel and customize it as you like. There's a ton of different options you can use. I have just a certain method of what I need. You don't need all the panels. It's the same for the tools. You do not need everything. Work with what you feel is comfortable and what helps you. So I'm going to click on layers here and have right away the layers again. And so on. I can go to Windows, I can get info, I can get whatever I want, learn, whatever I need. Okay, I'm just going to escape this again because I also want to show you guys something else. Over here, you can also click and just select a pre-made workspace from Photoshop. So if you like, and if you are a photographer, then Photoshop recommends this workspace. So basically, if you are confused and you're starting out and you're not sure where to go, you can always go over here and select your workspace, photography, essentials, whatever. Basically, we have ruined the essentials at the moment, but you would see your normal essential tools. Let me quickly close Photoshop. Okay, so going down again, select Photoshop once again. It will open the software and will land right away again on our Essentials workspace. So as you guys can see here, Essentials, that will look most probably the same with you, but yours might still look like this. So let me just show you this. And lastly, yeah, we're back on our space, back on our complete interface. Last step that I still want to show you guys is just exactly what happened before here. If your panel is somewhere or you want to build a new panel, you can literally move the panels and wait till a blue line appears and it will basically clip again to where it is. Well, if you just go nuts, it will just disappear. But if you go to a certain area, that will clip right away in there. So you can customize your workspace as you like, but more about that in the next lesson. Lastly, what we still do is just take this whole panel workspace, go all the way to the right, wait till a blue line appears, and we're going to clip it here so it's always on the right hand side and we don't get confused. The same with our tool panel. I'm just going to go to the left hand side, clip it, and right away we have our complete workspace in order and everything is fine. And that's basically a quick introduction into the Photoshop layout and workspace. Lastly, I mostly work with the application frame off like this, but for this course I'm going to stick more with the application frame on so it doesn't confuse us too much. Okay, so let's head in now into the second lesson.